Hello, wrestling fans. Blake Smith from Walking the Ropes, and welcome to another episode of Walking the Ropes Wrestling Review for AEW Rampage from St. Louis, Missouri. To open the show, we had Dante Martin taking on Jon Moxley. And this is actually a rematch of a few different times. Jon Moxley has won, I believe, all three or two of the matches they have had against each other. And Dante actually had some bold words to say. He even called himself inhuman ahead of this match. Claimed he's going to win because he keeps getting overlooked. I can't say I disagree with him, but he has Moxley, who has been on an absolute rampage, pun intended. Moxley is in the best shape he's been in years since coming back from rehab, and he looks more ready than ever to take the world title again. Moxley and Martin start out strong, exchanging moves and going back and forth, but Moxley seems to be a step ahead for the most part as he stuns Dante for a moment, but Dante starts to roll and starts to get confident, exchanging chops with Moxley. That's not a good idea. Moxley makes him pay and starts to just toss him around the ring. And Dante is showing his heart, no doubt, but Moxley is torturing him with big knees and constantly applying submissions. Dante, though, tries to use his speed to get ahead, but it fails. After he does hit multiple high-flying moves, Moxley just drops the hammer arms and makes Dante tap for the win. For my WTR scale, I gave that it was a fantastic match. Dante is a great performer, but Moxley he's going to win that interim championship. I think we all know that. Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland talk about what happened last week. And Lee tells Swerve he has 30 seconds and he better make it good or he's going to beat his ass. Swerve says that it was every man for themselves, and Lee would have done the same thing had he had the chance to do it. Lee doesn't disagree, but he looks pissed off. Says Swerve then continues on to say they're a great team, and then they're quickly interrupted by Ricky and Hobbs and say that they may be a great team, but they haven't beaten Hobbs and Starks. And that's kind of where that ends. For my WTR scale, I gave that a great. I actually really enjoy seeing... I kind of assumed this is what we were going to do with Lee and Swerve, but I am glad they are doing it this way because I don't want to see them break up as a tag team. They can still be singles guys even if they are a tag team. The House of Black talks to the Death Triangle, and they say they want them, they have them right where they want them. The Death Triangle says that Penta is going to make Black pay in their qualifier match for the All Atlantic Championship. Looking forward to that, and it's kind of neat that this story is falling into a title picture. We then get a trios match, Max Caster and Austin and Colton Gunn versus Ruffin It, which is Bear Country and Leon Ruffin, or he might be just Leon Ruff, actually. This match does not take long. Bear Country and Leon make up Ruffin It. It's a pretty interesting tag name. If you don't know who Leon is, he's from WWE, or NXT, I guess. They capitalize on the unique team or they look to capitalize on the unique team of the Guns and Acclaimed, and they fail quickly. The Guns take out the Bears and then drop Ruff and let Max hit the mic drop for the win. For my WTR scale, I gave that a meh. I mean, we could have actually had a match here. This would have been interesting. We could have showcased Leon. He's actually a very good performer. The Guns are very good. Bear Country is amazing. I can't believe that was how that went. But all honesty, that could have been done a lot better. But moving on, we then get Hook talking, or I guess we're hearing from Hook and Danhausen. Hook is asked about his upcoming match, and he doesn't respond. He's getting a match against one of the dojo members from New Japan. Danhausen comes in and says they are going to beat them because they are great and whatever. Hook stops him and says that he has this and walks off. Danhausen looks confused and not really sure what we're doing right now. I gave this a good, but I'm a little bit confused. I'm just kind of giving it a good right now. If we keep getting this kind of with it, I think we're going to have to start looking at this a little differently. But for now, I'm going to give it a good. We then get TBS Championship match, Jade Cargill versus Willow Nightingale. Willow took this match that Stokely had offered up on Dynamite against Jade for the championship. He had said that Jade was offering out a open challenge. Jade, though, is still undefeated and is awarded the Chris Jericho Sports Entertainer of the Week award. She takes control right away and starts to just toy with Willow as she stops all her momentum with a big pump kick and then takes it outside. Kiera gets involved while the ref is distracted, and Jade remains in control, hitting her elbows in the corner, the kind of like dribbling a basketball elbow. I don't understand why she does that. Willow tries to come back, but Jade overpowers her, and then Jade hits a pedigree, which I thought was interesting, followed by Jaded for the win. After the match, Hogan jumps Willow, and then Athena comes out and hits what they called the O-face, which is apparently what she calls the top rope stunner that she does, which I love. I love that move. It's a great move. Interesting name for sure. Hogan is who she hits that on, and then she eats a pump kick from Jade, and Statlander comes in to even the odds, but they are it kind of ends there. For my WTR scale, I gave that a meh. I mean, this just kind of feels like it was the same thing that we had been doing, but we tossed a championship match into it, which, good on Willow, she got a championship match, that's great. She did pretty good, but I mean, Jade has just been on this dominant run. She's at 33 now. If they don't have her lose after her 35th win, I don't really know what we're doing unless we're going to 40. But if we stop at if we go anywhere past 40, I think this is just out of hand at this point. I have no idea. I'm not in control of booking. We then get Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh talking about what they did. They say that they put in the work, and then they say that Satnam Singh's debut was so dominant, and then Satnam actually kind of cuts them off and says that they are just getting started, and I believe that is the first time he spoke on TV. For my WTR scale, I gave that a good. I enjoyed that. That was kind of a neat moment. Mark Henry then talks with Kyle O'Reilly and Darby Allin. Darby says that he will make Kyle pay for what he did to Sting. Sting is the most important man, or most important person in AEW to him, and says Bobby is the closest person to Kyle, so he's going to do what Kyle did to Sting, to Bobby. So, Bobby says that Darby stands no chance coming in alone, and he's going to destroy him. Darby says that might be true, that he's going in alone, and Bobby might destroy him, but at the end of the night, he promises Bobby will have a broken leg. For my WTR scale, I gave that a good. It was a very neat little back and forth there between the two of them. They really did show that they I don't know. I'm enjoying this, but at the same time, we could have just done this in one match, but we didn't. And I'm looking forward to seeing Darby do more matches anyways. So, to our main event. Darby Allin versus Bobby Fish with Kyle O'Reilly in his corner. Of course, as we know, Darby does not have Sting. Sting is injured. Bobby starts out targeting Darby's knee right away and working hard on him on the outside. Bobby, though, goes a bit too quick and slams into the guardrail, allowing Darby to get going and hit his dive to the outside. Bobby, though, comes back with a hard dragon screw into the barricade. Fish is using his kicks and holds to keep Darby at bay, and Bobby just drops Darby right on his head, but Darby starts to come back, hitting the coffin splash and then code red. Darby's rolling now, but Bobby spears him out of the ring and sends him flying into the steps. Bobby then hits a suplex on the apron and then sets Darby up on the top rope and hits an avalanche falcon arrow. Darby kicks out of the pin and Bobby turns it into an ankle lock. And Darby actually turns it into, Bobby turns it into an ankle lock. Darby turns it into the Last Supper pin, and he actually gets the win. Bobby jumps Darby after the match, and Kyle, he calls for Kyle, but the lights go out as Kyle's coming down the ramp with a steel chair, and Sting appears. He takes out Kyle with the bat and then hands the chair to Darby, and then Darby puts Bobby's leg in and jumps off the ropes, breaking Bobby's leg. I loved that. We got Sting back. It's great. For my WTR scale, I gave that a great. And overall, I gave the show a good. I mean, they did really well with the fact that we are kind of just in a buffer zone for a little bit until we're building. Well, we're building towards Forbidden Door, but we are a few weeks off of that still. My segment of the night goes to Lee and Swerve. I hope that we can work this out with them and they can keep on being a team. They work really well together. The match of the night goes to Moxley versus Dante. That was a really good match. I mean, the both of them have had fantastic matches every time. And the performers of the night, or performer of the night tonight, goes to Dante Martin. He absolutely killed it, as always. But that is all for this episode of Walking the Ropes Wrestling Review. Thank you all for dropping in. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notifications whenever we upload a video. And I will see you in the next one.